Good morning, crypto family. Welcome back to another episode on the Coin Kings channel. I am your host, Down to Crypto TA. I lost my voice there just a little bit coming in here with the intro. Hope everyone's doing fabulous today. Bitcoin, with the pullback. And I'm hearing myself. I can hear your delay. All right, so a little bit of a short here yesterday. It was a pretty good short to take if you did take it. I did not take that short yesterday. I was already in the short from this high over here, but it was something that we was just looking at on chart. There was a good opportunity considering that we were at some pretty significant resistance in here. It gave a lot more. So we did get the expansion from the 4-hour as well, and the drop into the trend line right here, which is just 50% retracement if you were to pull a fib from this low to this high, just 50% retracement. Still is a chance that we may go down to the golden pocket, possibly even the 786. We'll have to see how that works. But yeah, so far, I mean, what we were looking at yesterday is pretty decent right now. If we are doing the golden pocket 786, it's going to put us in somewhere down here around this order block right here. All right, and then possibly even taking this liquidity right in here. I know we talked about this section right here many times, but we'll see if we don't get the bounce back up from here. Right now, we are still below the pattern formation, and I think we're still probably somewhere between standard deviation 1 and 2 right now here on this 4-hour time frame. I'm just gonna pop the Bollinger Bands on here real quick, just kind of see. So we did kind of slow down on that expansion once we got into here, but yeah, we're still hanging out around the trap right here between that standard 1 and standard 2 deviation. Volatility could decide to pick back up from another time frame, and then and roll spill over into this one and probably continue down. I know on the lower time frame it looks like we did get a double bottom and a market structure change there on the 15-minute time frame, but nothing. You can see that it's just a 50% retracement right here. So that's what we got, 50% retracement. And what I'm talking about potentially is, possibly coming down and then tapping into the golden pocket and maybe even the 786. Don't know that that's going to happen right now. But carefully observing the chart. We're still in the bearish environment on the 1 hour, on the 4-hour, and I don't really see any changes in the daily time frame. So I'm still waiting on that daily Bollinger release, which typically, based on the structure that I see right here from the chart, it is to the downside, but we're nowhere near close to that happening just yet. Okay, just yet. It could all happen today. We don't know. We do have some data today, which is simply core retail sales and unemployment claims. That's going to be today. Unemployment claims of medium impact, and then the core retail and retail sales are both supposed to be more impactful. We'll see how that goes. I don't think that there was anything else in here or anything for tomorrow, so that'll do it. We had our president in China yesterday, along with some top CEOs from various companies tagging along with them. I'm going to check on those at some point today, see how they're doing. But yeah, here's where we are on this 15-minute time frame right here. So like I said, we got to drop into the 50% retracement, which is where we bottoming out right in here. And then we got to double tap into it, or you can say we tapped into the 786 from this area right here. So if I draw from here to here, you got to move back down to the 786 there for the bounce up. If we do start to lose this area right through here, where we were lingering out just before we got this little pop, we will get an expansion here on this 15-minute time frame. Just trying to see if that expansion will be a little bit weaker and possibly just come into this golden pocket 786 here, and then continue up. So this is the only place I can see that we got some sort of a structural change at right here. But we're still trying to tighten up these bands right here. So we're just hanging out for a little while, kind of like try to tighten up these bands. But yeah, the drop yesterday also, some of the confluences for yesterday, which for me personally, we're not the strongest. We're not the strongest confluences here. So you had the 50% retracement. We did drop right below the 200 EMA, I believe it was, but it was such a spread between that 200 and the other ribbons. Like typically that makes it hold more strength, that ribbon. And we had that ascending trend line to the upside there, and a 4-hour order block. I'm pretty sure of it. I don't have mine on right now, but let me just turn on my zones. Yeah, but even here, like, because this is incorporating some other stuff. Actually, let me look at the pivots. Let me see how those. I'm gonna pull these out a little bit before I do all that. So I do need to stretch these out a little bit. I'm pull them all the way out like this. Give myself some. This looks about how we look in the dynamic cloud right now, because I talked about that with you yesterday as well. The high and the low on the dynamic cloud. That looks about the same. All right, so that's it on that. Let me take a look at the pivots and see if anything stood out a little bit more with these 4-hour. Ooh, child. I'm not going to bore you with trying to pull all of these out because I haven't touched them in a while. Perfect tap onto that pivot. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, draw a pivot, draw a pivot. Draw a pivot, draw a pivot. I promise you I'm not going to waste my time trying to pull all of them out. I just want to get these first couple of few that might line up with the drop that we could still see if it's going to happen. All right, just one more, and I'm done with it. Okay, I'll come back and do that on my own time. I won't take up your time with it. All right, so all right, let's cut that. All right, see if I don't have the daily on it here right now. Although I don't really think anything's changed with the daily. Not really. Nothing's really changed with the daily time frame. This is what we got here on the 4-hour time frame. You can see we got our little drop. We marked this one out yesterday. Drop into here. Reclaim back above it. That second drop just held it as support. Trying to get this little move up right now. No divergence is showing over here right now. Could be decent, but still, I want to make sure that I talk about a bearish case where we could be looking for another expansion and drop to the downside. All right, we could. And then let's see here. What do we do over here? Same dilly over here. The same one. Is this the same one? I think it is. Yeah. But we can see we got our drop. We got our reclaim. Ooh. Like I said, just trust the 50. Just trust the 50. All right. But these time frames are still bearish. Neutral here. Bears are still in control over here. I haven't seen a flip period whatsoever on that on this 1 hour either. And then of course this one over here did it right here. Like I was looking at something further back and I said, nah, go ahead and just use what I have up front right here. But look, I haven't entered anything, so I'm kind of waiting. And then that was our swing fail on momentum to the downside, all the way down here at the low, and this is our swing failure from momentum to the upside right here against this pivot over here. So we're at the mean right now. Like I said, if we lose this area right here, then we could see an expansion over here. Let me just take this off for a second, because let's just put on the Bollinger here, so you can see we have the squeeze right here. So if we're losing this, we can see that expansion. And of course, you know what's going to happen with the expansion. With the expansion, you're going to see this end pop up like this, because it has to pop up like that. And this end right here pop down like this right here. And that's what you know. An open hand. An open hand would happen if we lose this area right here. So hanging on to it for dear life right now. Hanging on to it for dear life. So that's what we got yesterday. Remember, we got the expansion over here. Which I don't really like it when it looks like this. It's really flat, like flat, low volatility. I'd rather see the claw, the hand, the fist, which means both sides turned in. I'd rather see that. But we got the flat. Got that flat. And then we went in for that 4 hour, had that short right there, which if you left it as a runner, then wow, nice mover. You probably still be sitting in it, because I have sat through my short myself from 82,000. And so yeah, you just still be sitting in it. You'd be about right here right now. But yeah, this was just the stop was around the golden pocket. And then we talked about if that 4 hour expands, then you know likely where you probably come down to. Yep. So all worked out. Let's get that out of there. So for now, we're just in between the best of both worlds, previous day high, previous day low. We'll be going lower. Of course, if we're going to that golden pocket that's down lower, we would be going lower. And this is just a fib that I pulled. And this is a fib extension right here. So if I didn't use the just a fib retracement, which I said fib retracement shows clearly, okay, we dropped into the 50% retracement. I don't like the idea of using this one-to-one, because you can see we didn't actually respect it the same way that we respected the 50% retracement. So much better look if you just go with a 50% retracement. But you could also, do that. So I did the extension just in case. I think the golden pocket is going to line up somewhere down here around this 1.618. Just my worry that we probably, we're going to put in a wave 3 from that point, which right now, unless we're starting to process over, I don't see it. So we may be starting to process over. I wanted to see us get back into this low right here, which we did. We did get back into this low right here. So that at least negates this part right here from being a 3 coming down, because we did push back up into here. So let's see what we're doing from this point right here. Still choppy, still very choppy. I guess I do want to put this back on. Actually, let me see something. I'll turn that off. I don't need that over here. All right. Let me see. Let me turn on that. Let's see. Because we had the same thing over here. If we were looking at the at the daily over here, you can see that we did get this drop below this ascending trend line right here. Again, like I said to you, I would not consider this to be a channel at all, as there's only one little tap here to the upside. Here, I'm not going to force it to be a channel by dropping it down like this right here, although I could. I really like my wicks. I like my wicks. The only time I do a body is if my wicks are crazy looking, then I can say those wicks are just liquidity grabs. I don't see there being liquidity grabs here, like anything that's odd for me to say I need to eliminate the wicks. But we did break below this trend line here. The only thing I could do to make this different is to connect it from these lows over here, maybe. But I think I may have already analyzed that, and this was the best way to do this. Just a trend line down here to the low and a trend line up here to the top, just in case we did come up here and officially make it a channel. But we did get a break below that. Got your 236. This is what I had on the chart for you last weekend. Just kind of walking along with this, trying to see where momentum is moving up to here on the daily time frame. Right here, you can see our little channel down here that we're respecting. So on this drop right here to the support level for this piece right here, which is exactly where I pulled the fib from. Okay, which is exactly where I pulled the fib from. So after this right here, if we do start to lose this, I'm just gonna slide right on down here towards the low down here. I'm gonna go with the low. Usually if I had like some sort of bearish divergence, then I would go with the ladder. But I'm gonna go with this one right here. But right now, yeah. So same across the board. All of them were showing momentum, kind of with cap somewhere down here for the moment. Around the mean, everything's sitting around the mean on the daily. So when that mean gives on the daily, ooh, it's gonna be mean. When it gives on the daily, it's really gonna be mean. It's really gonna be mean. Every indicator on the daily is sitting at the mean. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll see an expansion to the upside, come in here, take out this beautiful liquidity. You see this beautiful liquidity up here? See this right here? Wait, did we already take all of this? No, it doesn't look like we took. Just use this really quick. Nope. Got some beautiful liquidity sitting up here with these equal highs right here. Beautiful liquidity. I'm slurring my words. Liquidity. So I hope you paid yourself. I really wanted to see that 4-hour indicator reset a little bit more, reestablish itself a little bit more. Because it's giving me some hope. It's giving me some hope for the upside, but it's not well established as I want it to be. So staying on my toes with that. That's why I'm talking about both your, well, you need to talk about both your downside and your upside anyway. You can't identify an invalidation unless you do. Gotta have an exit plan, Gotta have an exit plan. Fire breakout, you gotta know how to escape. You gotta know what your exits are. You gotta know where your fire extinguisher is, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know. You gotta have a plan. All right. So yesterday we saw a couple of other markets. When I say others, I'm just going to be talking about the stock market. But, so that's some volatility coming to the market yesterday. Um, on some other things, I hear Michael Saylor bought some more too, um, which is crazy. Which is crazy. How you have a 70 something $1,000 average and still buy 70 something $1,000? Like, that's just crazy. Like, crazy. And you're in a position to sell some and drop the market some and then buy in lower and get your dollar cost average down. But I mean, potentially he could do that. Maybe he could. I don't know how fast it'll get bought up. Maybe he'd be screwed. I don't know. Have less. But jeez. Jeez. He bought again. All right. Oil. Got oil in the house. I was thinking that oil was going to get this breakup, so I was wrong. I was wrong. It is still in this Bollinger, going to the upside, somewhere above the 20 SMA. I am aware of that because I did take a peek see at that, but I saw this little rising structure over here, which they do tend to break to the downside. But volume suggested that it probably wouldn't be a successful break to the downside. So I said this could likely break to the upside based on that choppy volume. So far, the breakdown hasn't yielded too much. It might come in and open and do that today. I think Trump was also telling Xi Jinping that the Strait of Hormuz um, was about to be reopened or something, or yeah, something of that fact. Anyway, BS. BS until it's done. I'm calling his bluff until I actually see it. All right. And then if I call his bluff, I'm gonna have to call Iran's bluff. All right. So yeah, so a little bit of a breakdown out of but not really a breakdown because we're still above support right here. So that's what we are with that. Spy. So spy's in a little bit of a squeeze. This squeeze is actually it's more visible on the 15-minute time frame. I think over here on the 4-hour time frame, probably just in between standard deviation 1 and 2. More than likely, no, 20 SMA. Okay, but now back in between standard deviation 1 and 2. But I was just kind of gauging this over here off of the 15-minute, the 15, not, yep, 15-minute. So you can see it from the 15-minute. I moved it up to this one right here. I had it down on this right here, and it was chopping that trend line a little bit. I don't like seeing chopped trend lines. I didn't want to overextend it up in here, so you can see what I did. You can see how when I put it over that one, it just taps right there. So that's what we're at right here with this. Maybe, come on, maybe. There's actually no weakness right now. No no viable weakness in SPY or SPX at the moment, even though it looks, it keeps looking sus down in here. It keeps looking sus. But we put in bull divs, of course, bear divs across the top, which is not as, potent, unless we're in a bear market, right? In such a bullish environment, I don't know, but I'm still. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I know we still haven't curved down on the higher time frame, so I just have to let that go. This will just be some minor stuff, some minor things to take place. I went ahead and dropped my trend line that was through here. I didn't have a reason to keep that trend line on the chart. It's like we keep messing with it. I don't want to keep that line on the chart. We keep doing all that with it. And then you got the one over here on the SPX. So this one right here is a little bit wider. It just reached a lot better. Let me put it on the 1 hour. So this one right here just seems to behave a lot better right now. So maybe, just maybe, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch yourself with it. And this one, I did not have to make any changes to it. It's how it's been. We haven't even tapped the top side of this right here. I think I did draw it from this time frame. Yep. So yeah. There's a chance. There's a chance. So if SPX is doing SPY do it too. Likely. Likely. Uh QQQs still looking pretty solid. I didn't see anything in here in the Qs that would make me want to draw any lines out. This wouldn't be it. This just wouldn't be it. So not for me. Just this one ascendant right here. And I think that was the NAS. That they all have this nice little strong trend line to the upside. It's just look at price climbing that hill. It made me think about some game. What game was that? It's a game from being young. No. It was a television game. Where the little man rides to the top. Gosh, I wish it would come to me. If I Google it, it'll come. I'll find it, but I might do that later. That's what it reminds me of. And it's cute. This whole trend to the upside is cute. It's so cute. Let's see. Let me see how Nvidia ended up doing yesterday with all of that. So it didn't do too much anything right now. Actually, Nvidia is going to be better for me to look at it from here. All right, so we got above the 1-to-1. We at least did that. Got above the 1-to-1 over here. But still maintaining this trend to the upside. So still looking pretty decent in here. AMD at the moment, yay, still getting that pushback. AMD still getting that pushback. I don't think I put any lines on AMD. Oh, no. No. I do have lines on AMD. I gotta be on the AMD charts. Okay, so I was just looking at this little situation right here, and you can see we got enough touches in here to trust the line, and we're starting to get a little bit of a shift here. As you know, we did talk about SOX. It's not affecting Nvidia right now, though, but we did talk about SOX. It's about 30 semiconductor companies, whatever. So that's what that is, and it looked like it was getting a little toppy on SOX. All right, so AMD, Intel. I didn't draw anything on Intel. I just left it alone because we reached the last point that I had in here on this field. And I can always add the other field levels in here, but it is coming down. But the trend line that I had through here, I deleted it. I didn't feel like I needed to have it. It's already broken through that. Let me put it like this. It's already broken through that already right there. So you can see that. It's already broken that. I don't know how many people into Qualcomm, but Qualcomm has not broken any trend line through here thus far. Unless you were really searching for it. So that was those. I just wanted to take a look at those real quick. That was it. And take a look back at SOX. I'm gonna take a look at Tesla too, because I know Tesla was there with Musk yesterday, and I can't remember. Okay, so SOX is still trying to hold on here, even though some of those companies are seeing a little bit of a breakdown. It is trying to bounce back. Yeah, see, chip stocks bounce back. Let's see, good old Tesla. So, still maintaining. This is a fib extension for it anyway. We'll see how it does. If it gets up here to around the 480, just in case this is a wave 3, possibly could be a wave 3 or something like that out of this little move over here. We'll see. I do still have the ascending trend line up here for Tesla. So whoop-de-doo. Remember, I was waiting for Tesla to get down here. I wanted Tesla to come here so bad. Tesla did not come down here and tap this trend line. But I can say that after Tesla earnings and it started to sell off, I said it still looks good to me. It still looks good to me. So, but I would only buy it if it came down here, but it still looked good to me. And sure enough, Tesla sure enough rolled back up. But for somebody who only deals with stock market, it's a big deal. This move was a big deal. That move was a big deal. Okay, I'm gonna get us back over to Bitcoin because I just really want to check those out there. I did start looking at Micron. Oh, while I got you here, because I know we had this trade set up over here. Uh, and when I say we, I mean I posted on it back then, and it hit that first TP right here, and it got a rejection following behind earnings, but it's still holding. And this right here was I'm gonna put it on 24. And so this right here was the relative strength low. So we are still above that because we were looking at it. Hold on, let me go to the weekly because it was based off of the weekly time frame. So this is the reason why I posted and said, hey, this could be a good setup regardless of where it is. Now, this is after hours where it hit that TP. It's not going to show up here because the weekly doesn't show after hours stuff. You have to be on a lower time frame to see after hours. And during after hours, we did hit the first TP. That's here, exactly like I posted it. And then the second TP is here, and then a full take profit if it's still going to play out. Because like I said, they had their hold on. Yep, they had their earnings, and I'm not really sure what happened, but it did send them right back down here towards the prior low right here. And it's trying to get this little bounce back up. You can also see here some of the rejection points that I had in here, and you should have seen this. I think you saw this yesterday also. So these were some of the rejection points that I was looking at for it. So it could just be, exactly like the TA. The TA was there before everything else happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it be sometimes. So might not be over. This may not be over, but I just wanted you to know that first TP did get hit. That first TP did get hit. All right. All right, back over to Bitcoin with the struggle. We're trying to hold on to this little line in here. Trying to hold on to it. Line didn't stand, I mean. Oh, that was also our MACD momentum low too on the 4-hour. I just realized that. Remember this same little zone through here where Delta, but MACD actually dropped into it. It was put here for Delta, because I used it the last time too for this bounce right here. I'm gonna delete this though. I'm gonna delete this stuff right here. I'm going to delete it. All right, so again, just another little quick recap on this. We're at the bottom side of our Bollinger. We have a squeeze in the Bollinger Band, which means that we can expect an expansion to take place at some point right in here. This is the low. If we do get the breakdown, the first thing I'm going to look at is going to be this golden pocket 786 and see if we can't hold it since we did. Let me see about from right here. Let me just make sure I want to add that in there. So we did get a little change of market structure here on this 15-minute time frame. It can mean something different though. It can always mean something different. So if we're going beyond here, then there's a chance that we do come down here towards the golden pocket, which is going to line up pretty perfectly with where we have this. Actually, that's 776. Let me make sure. Yeah, golden pocket's gonna line up pretty good with this 618 right here. 1.618. 1.618 for the extension. I could change this. I could change this extension to reflect the larger picture. Because right now, let me put on the 4 hour to make my life easier. Because right now, this extension is just based on this to this. I could change the extension to be more like this, from there to there, instead of like this. And see what all I need to turn on. Okay, so that was pretty decent for like the 50%. So that's just as good as how the 50% tap happened. It still was 50% retracement. That's all I'm saying. It's still just a 50% retracement. Whether you do the extension or the retracement, it's still just a 50% retracement. So golden pocket to be right here, and 7/8 golden pocket is going to be around the original extension right here, and then of course the 786 is right here around the 2. And this would be the 1.618 right here. It does hit a little bit different. And since I don't actually need this anymore because we did push back up into this, I'm gonna go ahead and delete it in. It's all the same. It really is. I don't need that. Not really. I mean, it's all the same. 50%, 1-to-1, golden pocket, sitting all by its little lonesome self. And then this other genre. Some local liquidity right here. Only thing I wouldn't have, that way I don't have too many lines on the chart, would be the golden pocket. So I'll leave it looking like a hot mess like that. Don't need this one anymore. So we had the previous day low. And then the golden pocket in the 1.618. All right. We're pushing. I wonder if this was just a 382 retracement. I just want to see if it was, because that indicates that we're bearish. 382, 50% retracement. Let's see, let's put on our bearish duo. Our bearish duo. The bear boys. The bear boys. Yep, that's all we did. It's rather bearish. Do you believe your crypto always drop right after you buy? That's an interesting question. Depends. If you're buying the dip of the dip of the dip, then yes. The answer is yes. I bought the dip of the dip. And the dip of the dip. So far, it's not a really bad expansion. At least not thus far. It's not bad, but we are, like I said, expanding to the Bollinger Band to the downside right here. It's not aggressive at the moment. It would help me to turn these back on, right? Come on, Betty. Let me tell you, thing Bitcoin has been boring and slow. It has done a lot more than gold right now. We were looking back at gold yesterday. Gold is suffocating. It's just sitting there. The gold is literally just sitting there. Making like $20 moves. I'm using less of the 50% retracement because I feel like we're a little bit more bearish. Um, Usually, I would look for in a more bullish environment. I would use my bullish duo. And it's bearish. I'm really trying to use less of the 50. I guess it probably would be better if I just leave it in here so I can see just how bearish we are. I think we're more bearish. So in my mind, I think we are. So I've just been going back to the um, golden pocket 786 for the most part. It's not so bad if we're bouncing away at the 50. It looks like we tried to hold the 382 before as we make this attempt to flag out, which is perfect for a flag. But eh, with this expansion, like I said, it doesn't appear aggressive at the moment. Um, I don't think it's done though. I don't. I just don't think that was the. I don't think that was it. That was beautiful, beautiful yesterday. How it stayed in the trap all the way down. Beautiful. Then it finally got a closure above standard deviation 1 and back to consolidation. Got about 1 more hour left, hour 8 minutes left on the 4 hour time frame. So I can see if the 4 hour is really trying to if the 4 hour is just taking a breather, or if the 4 hour well, if it's taking a breather to reverse to the upside, if it's taking that breather to continue to move to the downside. I'll find that out here in just a second because something else I'm just looking at. It's not set in stone. And like I said, I really wanted to see more from that 4 hour for my decision. Because I just want to make sure I'm not running into a situation where I'm trying to long a wave 3 or even a wave 4. I don't want to. I just don't want to. And the short is printing right now, so I would like a deeper correction. I know that data set me up for the long that I really want to take on the 4 hour if we drop down some more. That'll be perfect. That golden pocket, even at 786, either one of those would be perfect for the long I want to take. But right now, I'm not inspired to really throw the money into it. And we just stalled out. I'm going to turn off the 20 SMA. Nope. Something over here. Yeah, I'm not looking to long this. I just don't feel inspired to take a long on it. about to be 7 o'clock. Let's see. Zcash with the nice drop. I know it was the last time we looked at it. Hype hasn't changed too much. That's from a weekly time frame. Should be the same from the floor. Let me see this, because I was looking to see where I might hide the indicators. Go daily. This was drawn a couple of days ago, though. Yeah, it's like I said to you, trying to see if we were going to try to flag out from the lower time frame right here. We did not. I mentioned this is the last level I have to the upside as any possible resistance, based on just the weekly ranges. This one I don't really. I mean, when I make it read like an average range, it's something slightly different than the other ones. I think that was the only one I had in here too for the upside, but 382, 50% retracement right here for it right now, holding on to the 382. So it might not be too shabby. On the daily, I do have to turn you back on. And got a beautiful expansion right there. And I sold it. I sold it at 430. I believe, yeah, I sold it at 430. I sold it right in here. I know I sold it in this box right here. And then it pumped up a little bit more. So I was already, up over a little bit over 100%, but somewhere around that 100% range. No 10200, that would have been nice. It was just 100 something percent right there. Still holding the ascending trend line through here as well. Okay, so momentum has not started to falter just yet. Like I said, holding the 382. See if we can't curve up from here. It's still pretty strong here on the daily time frame, although all this little green in here. We'll be looking for it to cool off. It is quite extended. I think that extension is probably just a one and a half though, which is not a lot. Let me see it from a 4 hour. Let's see. Maybe by the time, if it does drop down here to the 50%, that could be a good long setup for Zcash. It may not get as far. I hope I didn't change anything over here. Let me make sure I didn't. Probably did. Okay. Could look to bounce back up from there, because it's not bad on the higher time frame. It really wasn't. Not from the daily. It wasn't bad, as it is still holding. Let me change this line style. And get rid of old lines. But we get rid of old lines. So momentum still up. See on a weekly. It's well above that high. no problems there. You can see the respect of the level a lot better now. See the respect. Oh, so no good expansion could take place over here. I wish I had actually seen that too. I mean, it doesn't mean that it doesn't pop outside of this bandwidth 2, but if it were breaking it, slapping into a 3, like that's like, let me see what a 3 is at. Close enough, yeah. So without an expansion, remember I tell you this, without an expansion, if you're pushing up into 3, short is where you want to be. Nice. So it's just kind of stuck. Yeah, so somewhere around about that 50% retracement. Possible continuation from there. At worst, I would watch that 237 on Zach. Let's see, hype C. So hype is just stuck in between standard deviation 1 and 2, but it did finally get that breakdown below that standard deviation 1 right there in that little rising structure that it had in here. So where to? Probably 20 SMA or back here around these highs right here. As far as a weekly level is concerned, I just have nothing but air and opportunity in here. I have to go back and look and see if I actually had something additional in here for it, which I'm doubting that I did, but probably right here. I'll look for this right here to hold as support, potentially. Right here. I don't like for it to sit directly on it. You see, you got that breakdown right there too. So you do have that break of momentum to the downside right here. Just watching for 2 possible reaction levels. I didn't like this one right here because I don't know why I didn't like this one, but because it was too low. It was too low, and this right here could get hit. So the ascending trend line could get hit first. It's a little bit too low. All right, let me take a look at daily. Let me turn this off for a sec. I see Bitcoin is rejecting that standard deviation 1. Turn that off. Momentum is not matching. Got this low right here. Momentum is not matching. Now the question is, does it push back in and reclaim that breakdown, or if it's just looking to do something like that and then that right there? But I can see that this doesn't match. Push out 4. Didn't I just tell this thing to not travel? Somebody's traveling with me. Let me find who's traveling with me. Okay. Yep, that's a low from this rise over here. It's not down there near it, so that's already taking place now. So it bounced several times from right there too. You can see how many times it bounced from right here. You got the bull div right here, and then you got a slight reaction right there. Bounce there, bounce there, break here, but reclaim. So yeah, it may be looking to retest this upper bound right here, and then I'll look to see if it comes down here into the $32 level. This was that's a 382. I mean, that's a shallow retracement. It's actually quite bullish. Let me put this on the thing like it's supposed to go. Put this. It's just about the time frame that I drew it from. That's a pretty shallow retracement. It's not even tapped to 382. Yeah, that could be the situation. It's not aggressive, that's for sure. Hype. Hold on, go back to the screener. Let's see who else there was. Hold on, let me see something. Go back to this weekly. Yeah. It's a good one to be in, especially looking for the higher low, because it's going to put in a higher low and continue up, in my opinion, because of the weekly. Just how the weekly looks. There's not a lot of good stuff out there to really get into. You see ton. Oh, good Lord. Whatever this was, I can tell you I don't have anything in here for it. I don't even know why I got this one little rectangle in here. I don't know. Why is this one of those? Let me put this back like that. this must have had a squeeze on it. This thing could really start cooking. So a pullback is pretty, could be pretty nice on it. It could really start cooking, close to something like that. That was a really successful MACD breakout right here. Like this one was really good. Let's see, got above delta, real nice, above zero, above delta. It was a nice breakout. Had a failed breakout. Actually, it didn't get a failed breakout because it stayed on top of it right there. So that doesn't count. Got a pretty decent breakout right here. And this is actually a breakdown. So it could be preparing for a breakout over here for a MACD breakout. That would be nice. I mean, it looks pretty nice from here, especially after that candle move. Looks pretty nice. I'm almost certain it had a squeeze. Let me see how many it's had in the past. I'm gonna put the Bollinger on for this one. Yeah, I was almost certain that it had some sort of a squeeze down in here because so many of the other charts that we looked at with this, I'm just waiting on them to do something about it. But it had a squeeze there. It didn't have one over here, but it had a hell of a successful Bollinger breakout. I mean, MACD breakout right there. It had a little squeeze over here. It had that one right there. But this is... Oh. Let me check Bollinger. I'm gonna get this off of here. Just wanted to see. And see, that's why I do the dots, because MACD is it's confirmation, but it's very good for confirmation. It's a little slow, so I do the dots instead. So I'll know when it's going up, like it's really trying to go up. I really know that. I just want to see how many squeezes is. Yeah, that's a beautiful. I mean, that's a beautiful breakout. Beautiful squeeze breakout that was right there. Nice breakout over here. Still holding above standard deviation too. This is really nice. This is a good one right here. You really on this breakout, you don't want to see it come below that 181, which is going to fluctuate a little bit. This is really nice. So if you get a chance and it comes down to here, looking for it to hold somewhere around that high to this standard deviation 1 right here. That's what you want to see, and then just continue up. You don't want to see it. You want to see it stay. You know, a good breakout is going to do this right here. You're just going to stay. You're going to stay in between 1 and 2, just like that, until you're ready to break down. Then you start closing below standard deviation 1. But that's like that, and it's far removed. It's not even close to where it first got the breakout. So like I said, it should hold like that standard deviation 1. It should hold right here on the move down. But this looks really good. It's just pretty nice. If you begin to break to the downside, you want to respect that standard deviation 1. You start closing above that standard deviation 1, then you're probably gone back in another direction. But this ain't bad. This ain't bad. Just getting started. I don't know what just happened to my screen. Okay, it's back. Okay, it happened a while ago, I'm assuming. I'm watching it too, and it's kind of, I see the lag in it. I've been wanting to see how y'all, how engageful it is from there. What did I say that is? Hold on. I'm just gonna do that with it. I might mess with some tons. Might mess with some tunny ton. Monero. Yeah. Tau, huh? Tau. BitTensor. Oh, BitTensor. This is old. This is old. Like, this is old. Let's get that out of there. I don't like how choppy this chart is. Extremely choppy. Got some trouble in still a little trouble. It's nice though. It just looked kind of weird. Drag it out a little bit more. Let me see what the bands look like around that. Perfect. Look kind of weird though, but let's see something one more time. Big swing. Big swing. Just chop. Well, I wonder if this is losing steam already. Somewhere around 60 is about as good as it gets. So it's not really getting past, like, let me put on the ribbons, the red one, it looks like. It does. It actually does, but this isn't going to work. That's not going to work for it. That's not going to work for it. That's not going to work for it. It's too choppy. It's just chop. Just chop. It looks like it's slipping already, though. If anything, you could catch a low again, because that seems to be it for it right there. Oh, geez, forever and ever, forever and ever. Hold on, I didn't land on there right there. Forever floor. You got a forever floor. Yeah, at best, maybe. I mean, because it's nothing good across here that I can see. Let me see. I'm gonna go back to Bitcoin. I just wanted to see what it was doing. I don't like the ceiling. You don't have a really good ceiling. You have a really beautiful floor on tile. So at best, you can catch a low again, and then hopefully, eventually, it's going to break out of this Bollinger Band situation that it's been in for years. That's weird. For years. Because it's getting tighter and tighter. You can even see from the MACD. No bullish divvies, no higher low. No higher low through here. There was nothing for it to hold. That was the best thing to work with, was this. There's nothing for it to hold. Looked like it might have held somewhere around the 20 that time, which I turned it off. Let's see it from a lower time frame. Let me go back to Bitcoin. Let's see daily. Yeah, it's definitely losing steam. That's what I would say. If you're somebody who's into Bitcoin, I would look for a drop back to that floor. That'd be a great place to catch it from again, for the intent that eventually it will do that breakout to the upside on that little pattern formation that it has on it. It's not the best looking. It's not the best looking chart. Oh, maybe dreams do come true. That's why I sat on my hands. I didn't want to take that. I'm only really interested if we get down into here. It's going to make that 4 hour look a lot more enticing. So about 34 minutes left on that 4 hour time frame before we get that 4 hour candle close. I can see what was really happening in this one indicator. Unfortunately, I could tell from everything else that it's not quite there just yet, but it's not putting in any bear divs, so that's nice to see. I just need for that formation to look like something my eyes is used to seeing. Why Crypto YT, good morning, love. I'm so sorry I missed you. It's like a whole 10 minutes ago you said good morning. I'm so sorry. I'm not in any new positions. right now. I got stopped out of my loan that I had. Remember, my loan was, was getting stopped out if price dropped into the 786, and it took that out. So I got stopped out of my loan that I had. Not in any new loan just yet. Just holding the short position from up there around the 82. Uh, Still holding that. That's it. I want to take a new loan. I'm just waiting for the 4 hour to look more enticing to me. It doesn't look enticing to me just yet. Um, it'll look more enticing if we drop into the golden pocket. Possibly even this is just the 1.618, which is exactly what the 786 is located at. So it'll look more enticing to me if we do something like this. I'm pretty sure it'll look a lot better like this. So if it comes into here, I'm willing to give her a try at the golden pocket. And if the golden pocket doesn't work, then I'm willing to give her a try down around the whether you're using the extension for the 1.618 or just the 786, which is, like I said, sitting right here too. Either one of those, I'm willing to give it a try. But right here, not so certain about this. Yeah, and I'm finding it very difficult to. Yeah, I don't try to count if it's not clear to me. If it's not clear, it's not a clear count. So I just leave that alone and move on to what I do understand. So we're still pretty bearish on the 1 hour and the 4 hour anyway, and the daily. And the daily still looks like Garbanjo. Still got that squeeze on the daily. That red squeeze that breaks to the downside. All right, little golden pocket tap. Possible. Got a signal that indicated that was a possible low on the 15-minute. Again, I'm not interested in here. If we get down lower, then I'm going to get in. And if it starts to look different as we push up higher, then I'll get in then. But right in here, I'm just really not feeling it. But I did get I do see something flash that indicates that this was potential or could potentially be a low here on the 15-minute. Potentially. And there's nothing here like yesterday, like no obvious well, that's prior support right there, but not okay, prior nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I won't be getting any FOMO right here. None. I'm just focusing on this little area right in here. Yep. All right, so we're still hanging out outside standard deviation 2, which is something that you don't need to fade. Again, expansion doesn't look strong, but we're still outside of standard deviation 2 on a 15-minute time frame. And if you're looking at the Bollinger Band from the 4-hour time frame, you're still in the trap. You're still in the trap. So, I can already see before that 4-hour closes that something else didn't stick. I don't like, we're close. We're close. I know we're close on that 4-hour. It's just not there. It's not fully there. And that was an awesome low for anybody who did catch that awesome low right there. Got a little bit more, another chance right there on the 786 bounce, but I didn't take any one of these either. I didn't take either one of those. Just I gave the setup a C plus. A C plus. Still cash. It's still cash, but it's a C plus. We're slow as molasses. Slow as molasses. Let me see. See what this is set to. I'm sorry, give me just a sec here. I was trying to fix something. I don't even understand why these colors are different. What is this? All right. Just double checking on something. You know what? If we did do an SFP down here, I would like that. I just don't like anything in here. Uh, let's see. I wonder if retail, I wonder if it's going to have any impact on price action. It's about less than an hour out before we get that data. So I don't want to play with that either. And we're going to come into the hour here soon. So I tell you again what actually, because I was looking at something else. So there is a good chance if we did see like an SFP that could hold. I would consider that if I see an SFP. So that means we leave a nice little wick behind. So we take the liquidity, we get the immediate reaction. Nothing slowing down in here, none of that stuff right here. Because if it's being slow, then it's likely not going to work out. Okay, it's not really going to be an SFP. SFP is a failed swing. It's a swing failure. It's a swing failure pattern. So I'm looking for price action to get a swing failure. Can I see it? I can also see it from down in here, but I really want to see price action get a swing failure. I think if we got the swing failure for nah. I'm not gonna look for it down here because I'm not gonna like it. I'll look for it right here. So just a swing failure off of price action, that would be nice. I see something that shows that could work. And then again, the other opportunity for me is going to be right here at the golden pocket. The 4 hours is just going to look so much more enticing. It's not enticing me enough right now, and it's so much juicier. Um, somewhere down in here, somewhere down in here. We're about to have a whole nother 4 hours. So unless we're about to do one of these cascades like we did yesterday, yeah. I like that. And then last but not least, it'll be this. It'll be this. Or if you so choose, like I said, again, that is nothing more than the 786. I need a name for this. What kind of pocket are we gonna call this? Because this is a golden pocket. Platinum pocket's already been taken. Because that has to do with the 0.886. What can this be? I don't know. I don't know what metal that can be. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave that just like that. There's nothing that sounds cool. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Chat gave me some crazy name. 8-ball corner. I like that. 8-ball corner pocket. I like that. Okay, because that was way better than what chat gave me. I see one name in here for chat that ain't that bad. It's called the Phantom Pocket. And the rest of them were just kind of crazy. But I like that. 8-ball corner pocket. All right, I'm gonna rock with that. I'm gonna rock with that. I like that. Cause it do be hidden. It do be hidden. So I like it. Patience paying off the day. And thank you, Michael. Come on, Biddy. And it's Thursday too, so we're gonna have a little less liquidity in the market today. And yeah. And we're heading right for long max pain. How about that? At least for the IBIT. We're heading because remember the last time I talked about it was Tuesday. I was telling you that we were above max pain for shorts. We've since dropped pretty good away from there. We're inching our way towards max pain for shorts. I mean for longs, max pain for longs. Now the data is from yesterday, which was 43.50 max pain for loans. No, Bitcoin, no. You shorted ETH around 24.50, waiting on that whole market pull. That's nice. Short around 24.50. See what that looks like. Oh yeah, that was really good. It's real good. I know ETH. I know ETH been holding. I didn't look at it again until yesterday. I know it had been holding like this one little zone that's been bouncing up and down between. This one right here. So it's been maintaining the low there around that 22.49 and then the high around that 24.15. Looks like it did finally get a little breakdown below here. Be looking for it to come back into here. Looking at the top side of this 2066 though, that's a place that it might try to hold, chill and hold. At worst, it doesn't take out this. You know, it doesn't take out the low of this order block right here. It doesn't do that. Like that's the best hope that one could have if they were, I guess, bullish on Ethereum or whatever. I mean, it looks just like Bitcoin, but yeah, right here around this top. Or maybe it takes liquidity over this trend line. And like I said, be looking for it to not, if you were doing like a, which we broke through that. We tried to hold that yesterday on Bitcoin, but it didn't work. Which I say, if you're doing an order block, then it should not do more than half of that, which would be right here. So it wouldn't take that part out. So somewhere between that top and then right here, 2066 and 1977. That's a very nice short. Very nice short. How's it performing against Bitcoin? I wonder. I don't seem to have that in here anymore. I don't think I used to look at it from this. Oh, I did used to look at it from this window. It's been a minute since I looked at it. This can't be right. I'm more than sure I would have more than 3 boxes in here. But okay. It's weird. I got 2 of them turned off. Bitcoin's still trying to dance around that golden pocket. Don't look terrible. It's not performing too good against Bitcoin, but it don't look terrible. In my opinion, it actually seems a little better than Bitcoin. I can't tell it from here, but not too bad. XRP looking pretty good against Bitcoin. Link was something I said I need to take a look at. XRP doing pretty good against Bitcoin. At least in the current moment it is. Look at that. So what is XRP actually doing? I probably can't look at it from here. What was that? Did I make that disappear too? Let me check that. Do it like that. That way I can see it. Okay. Trying to curve out a little bit. It's been trying to curve out weekly. That's nice. XRPZ. That is so weird. I can't tell you what my levels are for XRP because I don't have it. Oh, I do have it synced. Okay. So what's this one? 134.18. What is this? What is this? That's so weird. It most certainly can't be a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder. That's really weird though. Quite the attempt. Remember, what was it? Last week I was saying somebody who had a whole bunch of XRP had sold and he converted it over into BTC or something. There was an article that was in here provided through TradingView. Was talking about that. But right now it's fighting against Bitcoin, so I guess it's looking to go up, huh? Weekly time frame look pretty decent. I like that. I like this on the weekly. It's not too many times that it actually does this. Wonder. I didn't really see anything special in here, but this is your, I guess any of this through here. All the way down to this point right here, to the lowest point from this push up. All of that's really good. So I do like it. I'm just going to put it right here. It's not coming anywhere near this one. It don't seem like it's coming anywhere near it. Even if you went off of this right here, like still like that's. Just in case it did, you would have that floor right there from that low, because momentum isn't anywhere doing anything like that. But this looks pretty nice. Staged up against Bitcoin like that. I don't know if I have. I do. Potential. This is overextended here to the downside as well. Oh yeah, it's looking pretty decent. It looks pretty decent. Still got some work to do. But this was the last time too. Right back in here. It started to be overextended, possibly printing out a floor, you know, which started back here. But yeah, XRP looks pretty decent. I hope it does pump because technical cupping handle on XRP. Okay, okay. I'm assuming we're looking at because I don't really I don't like cupping handles. I don't like the that if there's one formation I don't like, it's the cup and handle. For some reason, I just don't like that one. I like patterns. I think I just need to take the time to understand cup and handles a lot more. But I like XRP chart. It's not shabby. That's not shabby at all. Who else standing on business? Link. Now I don't know if I do have it connected. But this would not be the chart that I typically use on Link. But yeah, it's not the one that I usually use, unless it's synced in here. I guess it is. I guess it is. But nothing's changed with Link. Nothing at all. Our bear market low, we held it, respected it. Like no problems there. We still haven't got the nice move up that I want to see, but you know, I told you guys way back before Link got down here that I had my my levels down here in the bull market, the bull market low for the start of the rally for Chainlink. Yeah, you had some projects that that did not do so well. I know I don't need that anymore. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Where's my box? I don't have my box. Did I go to the right one? Probably didn't. My charts are different. Yeah. So our bear market lows, like we really held that. Like we had this one little deviation outside of it. Cool, because Bitcoin has done that before too, where it got a slight deviation outside of it. But I didn't buy this one right here, and I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't buy this one right here, but I bought this starting from here. I bought that box right there, that top, the high, and I bought the low right here. And those were the two that I bought for it. I don't know why I didn't buy this one. I would think that I would have had an order set up to buy this one. I probably didn't buy it because I understood that we had to hold this zone right here for the bear market lows. Like this had to be it. So I probably was like, let me just cut it off right here instead of buying. Hide my drawings. But it has held up. It's held this ground very, very, very well. Yeah, you got that one little drop, that one little wick right there for whatever reason. But this is done great. It was probably too close to that 910 too. A little change off. Bitcoin is holding that golden pocket. I don't know if this is just pre-volatility for, like I said, I'm not going to buy it. It's just not interesting to me right here. Even if I'm late, that was closer to that low again. I just don't like it. But yeah, I'm waiting on this one to do something meaningful. I seriously doubt I look down here at anything. Yeah, potentially. Looks like I had something in here. Yeah, I got a slanted trend line. I got a slanted line through here. So we rejected from take that away. That noise right there. Take that square away. So it looks like we came into like the, where you at? I was gonna say the green ribbon here. Not quite close enough to it, but we're getting pretty decently close to it. We got to get back above here, back above this trend line right here. Without looking at that, yep, that's exactly what we have to do. Get back above this one. This one held for a while, and this was the that one. So once we get back above here, we're good. Link always gets a nice squeeze. I remember this which one was it? The last one I talked about was this one right here. Caught that top pretty good. Had this top right here and another one a little bit higher that were a possibility. But it always comes in with a nice little squeeze. Always comes in with a nice little squeeze right before we get that pop. Nice little squeeze. And it usually has it on both that indicator and it has it on the Bollinger Band itself. It has it on both of them. You can see the one that was right here. It's actually, yeah, this is a weekly. Yep. Only had this one little thing right here, but usually, so it hasn't squeezed enough, but it always gets a nice squeeze on the weekly time frame, and then it just rips to the upside. So come on, link. Linkity link. Hopefully it don't do anything like this. But it always starts out with that nice little squeeze and then that pop. And like I said, once we get above here, we good. And that's the top side of the Bollinger right there too. So I really wouldn't put too much emphasis on what I did right here, because it's really garbage. It's really garbage. But chain link, I haven't paid attention to near in such a long time. I highly doubt I have anything on near. I don't know if I still have near. Is this a 4-hour time? No, it's a 1-hour time frame. No, it's a 15-minute time frame. So we're still in the trap right here. We're still in the trap. We're still between 1 and 2 right here. It doesn't look aggressive. It doesn't. I mean, it started out not looking aggressive over here either before we stayed in the trap and kept pushing down and pushing down and pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down until we finally got up. But We're still in here trying to get that little bounce though, but we're still in here. So hopefully it does drop down lower. Either sweep this liquidity or pop into that golden pocket, maybe daily. Daily for which one? Okay, for XRP, the cup and handle for XRP. I'm still not gonna understand it, Michael. I'm still not, because I don't like the cup and handle, and I know I'm not gonna be able to say anything about it that really makes sense, because I really need to I need to give it some more dedicated time. But you said maybe the daily for that cup and handle. Let me just go back to this daily. I wouldn't count this. I know that much. I wouldn't count this. I mean, I wouldn't count this. And see the handle. Yeah, I don't know too much to really say. Let me see daily. I don't know what that is, but no. I hate the idea of a cup and handle. What is the success rate on a cup and handle? I wonder. I like ascending triangles and descending triangles. Those are really good because they really give you a lot of information. A cup and handle, it's a rounding top, rounding bottoms. They're slow. They're very slow. And a lot of people, I call them lobster boils, because a lot of people miss it. And it's like, cooking a live lobster. It doesn't know it's being boiled. But I like ascending and descending triangles the most. I like ascending broadening formations. And falling and rising wedges. There's somewhere behind that. Head and shoulders, just depending on where it is. If we've had a huge fall and we start to put in one, yeah, it's more respectable than some of the head and shoulders that I see people do at tops. I'm talking about inverse head and shoulder at the top of a chart. It's crazy. I don't look at them as continuation patterns, even though I think they can be used as continuation. Look at them as reversal patterns. So I look for them to be at the low for an inverse and at the direct high for just a bearish head and shoulder formation. And you have to have decline in volume. But a bear flag could be misleading. And a bull pull flat can be misleading. I like those only if they respect the 382 50% retracement. Only if they respect that are they some good to me. Uh, but yeah, cup and handle, lobster boil, lobster broil, boil. Even double tops and double bottoms can be misleading. They can simply be flats. But with something like a ascending triangle, those are really good because that means that people are willing to pay more money. They're willing to pay premium prices just to get in. That's why those are so good. Those are so good because you can see that people are buying it up, and they're willing to buy it up at higher prices. At FOMO, same thing to the downside. Somebody taking a loss, they selling, they're taking an L. Those are good patterns. Speaking of which, I didn't even look at USDT dominance. USDT dominance. Which is facing a little bit of resistance from these lows right here. Facing a little bit of resistance against the lows right in here. But boy, once USDT, and it's tried. Once it can just really get its behind back above here, I'm gonna look forward to back test here, which won't be good for Bitcoin, but I'm gonna look forward to back test here. That's a scary thought because that means that the pattern breakdown, I mean, it puts it at risk of failing. And I really thought on this drop, we were going to tap back into this block right here. Top side of this block to find support. I don't know what we tapped into. I don't know what held us right there. And I don't have a clue what held us right there. It can't be this. This little range that it had before. This little range. That would be crazy. It makes no sense to me. But I mean, I didn't have anything in between here either when it bounced. So, I don't know. But it is at some resistance. Trying to get that break above, which I think is going to happen. Trying to get that break above. Then look for it to push back into the crosshairs right here. And so hopefully that'll just be a back test and not a reclaim. Because if it's a reclaim, that's bullish. 8F, that is bullish. know that it looked like it hit a floor. Close enough. And I have to use this one because the rest of it would, you know, it matches. So no violations there. The only violation is right here from where it's sitting at right now. So I think it had already, I didn't really like this line right here for the diagonal. It looked like it had already broke above that too. I didn't really like it because I don't really like it. I like when you can like tell like it tapped into something before, and I don't like that. Only way I could have did it was, I don't even think I liked it like this. Let me see. I don't like it. See that's a little bit cleaner. So if I did it, let me put it back on this one. Okay, yeah, see that's better. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that just like that. Hmm. And since it's inverse, we can see why Bitcoin is also trying to hold right here. But guess I'd be rooting against myself, right? Some kind of way. All right, about 9 more minutes, and then we got that that data coming out. And just go ahead and say thank you. Thank you to everybody for stopping by today to hang out with your girl Donna Crypto TA. We got one more day. We got one more day of this. Like I said, I think like I don't know. Maybe this week is next. Like I said, the end of this week, rough. Going into next month, probably going to be rough for Bitcoin, and especially if we see a break back out on this thing and a reclaim back above here. Hopefully this crosshairs will hold it. Oof. I don't know. It was pretty decent. VIX. I really don't have anything to look at with VIX other than to look at VIX. Maybe we're gonna see some bounces out of VIX, a little bit more aggression out of VIX. Maybe. Yeah, I think we're getting pre-volatility before we get this retail data. Yep, the little clock is ticking on it. I don't do moon phases. I heard some people talking about them, but I haven't studied them. I don't really know if there's anything to study, but I haven't studied them. But I've seen some people talking about the moon phases and say that I'm supposed to be getting a bearish moon. I don't know if it's I think I've seen it in. I think I probably stored it in here. Assuming this is the correct one to go with. And you have to be on a certain time frame to see it. Well, I put this little box in here. Maybe you have to be on a certain time frame to see it. I don't know. Oh, okay. Shows up here. Oh, it's a lot. Jeez. Okay, and so it uses these little background things. I don't know. I don't know anything about them. Oh, it had one. Hold on. Hold on. I was thinking I'm still on the 15-minute time frame. No, I've moved on to the days. I know anything about them, so I won't be able to talk about it intelligently, but I will actually do some research on it, see what I come up with. I can tell you, I don't like it. I don't like it already. No, I got better sources. We're trying to get that push up here. 3 minutes coming into this market data. We're still chopping that trend line somewhat right here. I don't know if we're flagging out right here or what we're doing. You see that? I don't know if we're trying to flag out right here or not. You can see it better right here. Is this a bear flag? It's too far. And I know that we did reject, but I know that we did reject again off of that. Right here. So if it's a flag, then that would be the high. That's the only way I trust them enough is if they respect the 38250. Make sure I drew that decent. I don't want it to be terrible. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, we just got our data. I don't see it really doing anything. So I guess the market doesn't care about this today. Pending. It's kind of slow. Unemployment claims came in 211K. Forecast was 205. Still kind of pending. Retail sales. Exactly. So nothing burger here. Come on. Yes. Wow. Okay, exactly. So nothing. It's a nothing burger there. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it quits. Just want to see if we're gonna get any sort of volatility out of that. And I gotta run to thank you, Wild Crypto YT. Have a great day too, my love. Good morning, Jano. Good morning, Jano. Jano, I'm getting ready to go. I got some business to take care of this morning. I'm actually gonna have to take the train today to get it done too. So I'm a little hesitant. Take the train and do some walking, but I got to get some things done today. Yeah. So a possible bear flag. It did reject from the 382 50% retracement zone right there. And here, we did just close above here, above that standard one. I'm trying to hold it. Maybe we push back up into the top side of that flag. And but if it does violate that 50% retracement, then yeah, maybe the 4-hour wants to reverse. I just don't like it right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait. But that's not bad. It's not bad so far. That's not bad. It's still below standard one on the 4-hour time frame, but not bad. No trade for me though. No trade for me though. That's what I would look like. Let's see. Got a 1-hour Bollinger Squeeze too. So it is squeezing right here around this it is squeezing around this flag. The high and the low of this flag formation does have a squeeze on it. So when it goes, just let it go. Just know that it's breaking out from a squeeze and you don't want to fade it. So if it gets up here and if it comes up to the top and starts to break out, don't be trying to short it. It's not an immediate short. Not if it's expanding anyway. Same thing goes for if you see the drop, just let it go. Just let it go. Oh, she jumping. She jumping. And I'm promising myself not to get any sort of FOMO and just let it go. Because I don't like it. Look at her. Yeah, she got above that slight close. It didn't look like it was too much of a close above that standard one. If you ask me, 20 SMA more than likely. Yeah, that's all I can say. Just be mindful if you are, because I'm not taking anything new. If you are in the trade, just be mindful that it is a squeeze here on the 1 hour. And if you see it breaking out, just let it ride. If you're not long, don't be trying to short that. It get hurt. All right, love and appreciate you, and I see you tomorrow. Yeah, he said she jumping. You laughing at that? Have a great day.